Hello everyone. We will be starting in just 5 minutes because we are waiting for some other guys to join. So stay connected.
All right, we are live. Hey
Yeah,
everyone,
yeah.
welcome to the hey everyone, welcome to the orientation of Glug and Tech Hub. So sorry for some inconvenience at the end. We had to prepone this event because there was another event of our club from our college, DepSoc. So all right, let's start. So, Glug and Tech Hub, both of these clubs are the technical societies of our college. Um, we have a lot more things in the introductory orientation today. We will discuss about different domains. We will introduce you to all the different programming things that we do here in the club, and we have a lot more upcoming events like workshops and training for you folks. So over to you, Harshit. Please start.
Okay, thank you, Bia. First of all, a very good afternoon to everyone. I am Ashish Gopalika, a sophomore in information science. I take this opportunity to welcome all of you to the tech club of our college. We believe that it's always a club where we learn and grow together. So you all might be thinking what all this is about, where to connect and how to communicate. To brief you all about the club and give you all an intro about it, I'll hand over the mic to Harshit Gulgulia. So Harshit.
Am I presenting?
Yeah, you are. You are.
Hello guys, this is Harshil Gugulia wishing good afternoon to one and all present here. Today you are going to get the answers of some of your most anticipated questions. You all may be wondering whether Sir MVIT has any tech club or not. So the answer is yes. We have two tech communities in our college, TechUp and Gluck, which are open for all of you. These are very friendly communities consisting of curious tech minds. You might be wondering what are the things we do here. I would simply say we explore, learn, build, and grow. We conduct various events under the community. Some of them are workshops on Linux, object oriented programming in Java and Python, webinar on natural language processing, session on open source development, Hacktoberfest, Bitcoin development, etc. What differentiates Glug and TechUp is that Glug is focused mainly towards development kind of things like web development, app development, game development, etc. It is for those who like development more. On the other hand, TechUp is declined towards comparative programming, data structures, algorithms, question discussion, etc. Now I will show you the websites of TechUp and Glug. Now here you can see the website of TechUp. As I told you, TechUp is more declined towards competitive programming. So there are three questions of competitive programming being displayed here. These are sorted on the basis of difficulty. This is the basic one, this is alpha one, and this is beta one. You can practice this question for upscaling your competitive programming skills. Now we will go to Glug website. This is Glug's website. Glug stands for GNU Linux Users Group. And here you can see many blogs which have been written by our seniors and the event organizers who conducted the events, like chatbot using Python and AWS, this voice print 2019, and many more are there. You can check out the website for more details. Now, both the communities are interlinked to each other, but you can be a member of both of them simultaneously. Now, you may be wondering what CodeShack is. CodeShack is the thing which connects both TechUp and Glug. In one way, you can say CodeShack is a tree and TechUp and Glug are its branches. Today, we will be telling you about various tech fields like web development, Python programming, comparative programming, app development, Linux, and apart from that, we have some tips for you also. Going forward in the year, we will be discussing each of these topics in detail. We have planned a lot of sessions for all of you in the upcoming weeks. Firstly, let me clear that you don't need to be a pro developer or a mastermind in coding to be a part of these communities. Whether you are a newbie, an intermediate, or a pro, we have something for each one of you. But what matters the most is your spirit and consistency. The main means of communication for our communities are Telegram and Discord. The links for those has been shared to you in the brochure. We know that your minds are full of doubts, so we have got you covered with a Q&A session for answering all your doubts. I would recommend everyone to stay connected till the end. That's all from my side. Over to you, Ashish.
Uh, Thank you, Harshit, for the informations. I think by now you all know what, where, and how to connect and be a part of this club. Now, as mentioned about different tech stacks, we would give some basic intro to the different stacks so that you can know what your future would look like. We would be starting with competitive programming. After all, in this contemporary world, who doesn't want to compete? Just kidding. So here is Ritik Anubhav and Ayush Singh to brief you all about it. Ritik and Ayush, the stage is all yours.
So, okay, hey everyone, this is Ayush here from second year and IC department. And currently, I have a profile of 3 star on CodeShack and a rating of 973 on CodeForces. And I'll be explaining you about how to get into competitive programming and give a kickstart to solving your first problem in competitive programming. So, here we go. Competitive programming or CP you can say. Basically, it is solving problem under a given time frame using your most proficient and favorite language. It's basically having fun in coding. It's challenging, I know for sure, and it's worth giving a try in your programming journey once at least. So, and why so much emphasis I'm giving to this CP thingy, especially in your freshman year. Okay, well, here's a list of importance I have mentioned myself. Okay, CP will help you get a strong hold on your fundamental skills. So, and why so? It will help you. Now, these are. It will help you improve your DS and algo skills. So, because in while solving problems, you will be using a lot of data structures and algorithms. So, and implementing them will boost up your skills for sure. And not just that, you will be implementing some of your algos to improvise your code or make it more efficient. Now, moving ahead to better coding skills. See, you will be solving problems under a given time frame and constraints. Uh, a time limit put on your question. A lot of test cases you have to go through. So it will for sure improve your coding skills. Now moving ahead onto FANG. What is FANG basically? FANG is basically Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Google all put together. Now, these tech giants or big product-based companies ask easy to moderate level CP questions in their interview or coding round or even DSA questions straightforward. So, if you are an expert in competitive programming, you for sure can crack these companies easily. That's all. Why you? That's all. Why you need a CP as a fresher. Now moving ahead onto where you can start CP, or you might be thinking what platform to go with. So here is a list of 6 basic or beginner-friendly platform that I have mentioned or I have been a part of since now. So we will be, we, I and Ritik will be explaining you about 3 major platforms, which is CodeShell and CodeForces, and I'll be explaining you about A2OJ ladder and its importance in competitive programming. Because a lot of major competitive programmers in the world, for example, Utkarsh Bhaiya itself, he is a YouTuber, a competitive programmer, and a number one on CodeForces in India right now. And he has mentioned about A2OJ ladder and has himself solved it. So it's important in your competitive programming journey. So moving ahead, Ritik Anubu will be explaining you about the UI of CodeShell and how you can solve your first problem and all that stuff. Ritik, over to you.
Hello everyone, I am Ritik Anwar in second year ISC. I am a 3-star coder at CodeShack. I will be showing you how the CP will start with CodeShack. Now let's go to the CodeShack website. Now the home screen of the CodeShack looks like this. In the home screen, you will be seeing what are the contests which are taking place right now, what are the coming contests, and what are the editorials available for the previous problems and contests on the home page. There will be information about date, time of the contest on the home page. Now, the most important part for your CP journey to start is where you are going to practice. In CodeSafe, there is a specific section for you. There is a problems by difficulty level section. Here you can see there are different kinds of problem available for you. It all starts from beginner level to easy, medium, hard to challenging and paired. So let me show you a simple problem, just adding two number. There is no complex logic behind it. I'm just showing you how the problem on CodeSafe looks. In the problem, you can see there will be a problem statement. It will explain you what is the code you have to write for the problem. After reading the problem statement, you will be getting to know that what should be written in the code. There is also input. What is input? Input is the variables which you are going to take in the code, and what kinds of variable you need to, how many variables you need to take in the code. That will be given in the input part. There is a very popular input, that is a test case. Test case actually gives the judge a ability to check your problem or code in all situations, whatever is possible in the problem. Second is output. Output is important to know what should be given as output and how it should be presented. So this is the importance of output. And the constants come in the play. Constants are not something big. It is just maximum and minimum value of the variables which the problem statement will take. So for example, here test case is going to take a value between 1 and 1000. It will not go beyond these limits. So while solving a problem, you have to understand what are the constants for the variable which you are going to use. Now there will be also some sample input and output to make you understand how the problem works. If you cannot understand through the problem statement, you can go through the sample input and output, and it will be easier for you to grasp the problem. Now let's go to submit part. After reading the problem, you will be writing your code in CodeSafe ID. On clicking on the submit button, you will be redirected to CodeSafe ID. There will be an option to choose your preferred language. For example, here you have C, C++, Java, Python, and mini more. I will recommend you all to start your CP journey with C++ if you don't know any other language from before. For example, if you know Java, you can go with Java too. But most of the programmers in the CP use C++ because there is a very big community, and also it helps you to grasp DS and algo better, because in Python or if you use some other language, there will be many built-in functions and it will not allow you to grasp more things which are very basic. So C++ is a very preferred language for CP. Now let me show you how you will submit and how will you check if your code is written correctly. Here the code was already written. I will not be explaining what should be written and how it should be written, because you will be getting to know this by yourself. Now let's check. For example, here you will be seeing a message of correct answer and also what is the time for which code has executed. This will be also given to you. So after knowing how you can read the problem, what are the parts of the problem, and submission, I will go back to the home page to let me show you other parts of the code safe. So there will be a very curious question in your mind, how we are going to get stars and rating in these platforms. So for getting stars and rating, you have to participate in contest. There will be a compete section. In the compete section, there will be upcoming challenges which are going to come in near future, or if it is already going on, you can participate in it. Only after participating in these contests, you will be rated or given some stars. There will be also a contest calendar. You can see all the future contests which are going to come here. And if you are not able to solve a problem in during a contest, you can later you can also see their editorial which comes on CodeSafe platform. There is also a YouTube channel of CodeSafe where they upload the solution in video forms, and also there is editorial available on the website in text form. So there are also other sections like learn section where you can go and watch tutorials of different concepts of CP. There is a discussion section where you can discuss your doubts with other CodeSafe users. And if you want to see ratings of others, you can go to more from CodeSafe and then CodeSafe rating. For example, I will show you our college. What are the different guys have in our college ratings? For example, I selected institution and then I am writing Sir MBIT. So after clicking on it, you can see everyone, whatever their username is, with their rating and stars. This is our college first page of the rating. So you all should be motivated to come to the first page of our college, be on the top. So let's hope we will see you here also. Now let's go back to homepage. The last part I will be showing you is your profile. You can click on your profile on account, and what you can explore in your account is what is your rating and star, and also what you have already done as a problem. These problems you have already done, you can see here. There will be a graph which show you how your journey has been in the CodeSafe till now. If you participated in some contest and left in middle, your rating will decrease like this also. So don't do this. And there are also submission part. There are different types of submission which you have done. All those things will be available on your account. So this is all for CodeSafe. Now other platforms Ayush will be telling you. Over to you, Ayush.
So, okay. Hey there, everyone, again. I'll be explaining you about CodeForce's platform and about its UI. So, here is what it looks like, and as you can clearly see, it sucks. So, I have been part of CodeForces for a while now, and I never get used to it because they have never improved it since day one. So, but all the basic features are same as Ritik Anuv explained in CodeShare platform. You get problem sets here, you get competitions and all. The basic test cases submissions and way of problem solving are all same. So I'll be showing you where you can find your problem sets. So here in this section. So, as you saw on CodeShift website, the questions have been categorized into different categories between beginner level to peer level, but you don't get that benefit here. You can actually sort the problem based on the rating you are able to solve right now. So, for example, if I'm able to solve under 1000 to 1100 rating, so I will put it here and apply. So that's basically it. It will sort and list all those questions that falls under these category. So that's basically it. And now about where you can take part in contests. So here is the contest section of it, and there see, as you can see, there will be a round in couple of hours, and you can see here you can register and how many people have registered. It's as you saw on CodeShift platform, there is you can get list of people who are from your college and who have participated in that contest, in that particular contest. It works the same way here, except the fact that there's one key difference about CodeShare and CodeForces platform, and that is you don't get stars here. You get ratings and name based on that. The names will be pupil, expert, candidate, master, and all that stuff. So that's all for CodeShare. That's all for CodeForces website. And now I'll be moving on to one key aspect or key component that will be a part of your competitive programming journey, and it's been a part of mine, and it will help you grow a lot. So it's basically A2OJ ladder. So let's move ahead into the ladder. So here you can see the questions have been divided according to division. Division is basically the rated problems of CodeShip. Basic code forces. So division A problem, division B problem, as you can clearly see. I'll recommend you to start with older problems because these are better ones, and I have started with the same. So let's move ahead into the ladder. So you can basically see that questions are divided. Questions are mentioned on the basis of their difficulty levels. You can basically provide your code forces username and see how many problems you have done. All the questions mentioned in this ladder will be from code forces only and from no other websites. So once you get this ladder done, even up to 3 to 4 level, I can for sure guarantee you that you will be an expert in programming, because I have seen a lot of people, even Utkarsh Gupta himself mentioned this, because he's currently number one on code forces in India right now, and has a global rank of under 100 for sure. I guess. So basically, this particular website will help you a lot to gear up your competitive programming skills and all that stuff. So now moving ahead, I'll be explaining you. Ritik will be explaining you about good practices in competitive programming that you can follow up to gear yourself up so that you can master some of the good skills and good practices. So over to you, Ritik.
Thank you, Ayush. Hi, everyone. Again, now I will be telling you what are some good practices which you must follow while doing CP. First point is being honest to yourself. What I mean by being honest is if you are in contest, you will be tempted to see someone else's code or Google it and copy paste it and get some stars and rating. But is it your aim to get only stars and rating or to learn something? If you want to learn something, you must be honest to yourself while giving contest. And doing plagiarism will not lead to you anywhere. It will make you lose your rating if you get caught red-handed. So don't do this. Second, try giving multiple attempts to get the problem done. If you want to solve a problem, being persistent is very important, because if you leave the problem after just one attempt, you will not grow. You have to being persistent is very important. Third point is try optimizing your code and look for other solution, because even if your code was written correctly, there must be some other code who have written better than yours. So you should look for their code and try to better your code, try to build up your skills and learn from them also. Fourth important point is consistency. Solving one problem every day is more important than solving five problems one day and then leaving it and starting again after 1 month. It will not be beneficial. So consistency is very important. Last and important point is focus on quality of questions rather than quantity. What I mean by quality of question is just trying and solving beginners level problem, 100 problem. It will not be helpful. You have to increase your level when you are comfortable in your level. So start solving some problems, and when you feel comfortable, go to another level. So that is important. That's all from my side, Ritik Anwar. Now over to you, Ayush. Back to Ayush.
So, before ending the session, or before wrapping up the session, I want to mention a few important points that I have figured out myself in this competitive programming journey. And one Ritik have mentioned itself that don't forget that CP is all about learning to solve better. Ratings and stars and all that stuff are like a cherry on the top. I'll say, don't indulge yourself into unfair practices and plagiarism, because once you get plagiarized, you will for sure lose a big proportion of your rating. So that's you can work instead you can work hard and achieve more instead of copying somebody else's code or discussing with your friend while during an ongoing contest. I won't ever suggest that. So before I end this CP session, I'm going to assign you with a task. Hope you'll all forgive me for this because it sucks someone giving you a task. Anyway, I want you to create a CodeShack account today only and give a kickstart to a problem. Don't worry, I know you can sure solve some pretty basic or beginner level questions. So, and if you are a total newbie to this coding world and this all seems so overwhelming to you right now, don't worry, you will get there. You will outwork so many if you put in the effort. Because if I can, how can you not? Thank you.
Uh, Thanks a lot, Ritik and Ayush. This was the competitive part. Now, haven't you all ever thought that how a website is made or how it performs several functions? If you have ever thought like this, then you are at the right place, because here are Manas Devri and Shreyans Gupta with answers to these questions. That is web development. So, Shreyans, over to you now.
Thanks, Ashish, for providing me this opportunity. So, hello everyone. This is Shreyansh Gupta from second year, going to brief you all about web development. Okay, so what is web development? Web development is basically developing a website for internet or a private network. The three types of development we have are front end development, back end development, and full stack development. What is front end development? Front end development basically focuses on how the website looks when it loads into the browser. The languages used in front end development are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. What is backend development? So backend development is involves scripting, website architecture, and databases. It contains behind the scene activities when we visit any website. The languages involved in backend development are JavaScript, Python, PHP, Java, etc. What is full stack development? So, a full stack developer is one who focuses on both or part of both front end and back end development. For instance, let us take an example of google.com to see how front end development works. Okay, so this is google.com website. When you right click on it and you click on inspect, then you can see the source code of google.com. Uh, the part you see in the middle is the HTML part, and the part on the right side is the CSS part. HTML basically focuses on text and text style, whereas basically CSS focuses on how the what is the color, what is the background, means height and all. So let me take an element like Google search to see how we can change. So I'll change the Google search to like find to see. Yeah, so see the button has been changed to find. You can likewise change the color also. uh, Let us change it to red, for example. Yeah, so you can see likewise you can like this you can also experiment with various websites by changing their source code and see how this works. Now, I would like to call my friend Manas, who will brief you about some of his front end development projects. Over to you, Manas.
Thanks, Riyans, for brief introduction of web development. Hi, this is Manas from second year Computer Science Engineering Department. I will show you some web development projects. First one is music player. This is a music player. In this project, I have used HTML and CSS for the front end and JavaScript for dynamic changes. Now, if I click on next button, the next song will play. Same, if I click on previous button, then previous song will play. You might be thinking that this will be very tough, but that is not true. It is very simple and contains very small code. This was my first web development project. I completed this project within 8 to 10 hours. There is nothing rocket science in this project, and if you want to see the source code of this project, link will be shared with you after the sessions. Now we'll move to second project, that is Google Map clones. This is a Google Map clone. In this project, I have used JavaScript and I am using Mapbox API. Here you can check your current locations and distance between source and destinations. For example, we have to find distance between Bangalore and Delhi. Yeah, so we have got our data. We have got distance by different mode of transportations and by cycling also here. Yeah, same as the first project. This project is very simple. Source code contains only 20 to 25 lines of codes. I made this project within 3 to 4 hours. As we saw, JavaScript plays a very important role in web development. JavaScript is also used beyond the web. For example, it can be used in game development and for making web applications and mobile applications. JavaScript is used in both backend and front-end development so that it is not required to learn different languages for front-end and different for backend. Backend developers use a type of JavaScript called Node.js for backend work. So you can cover both using JavaScript. Nowadays, JavaScript is one of the most popular languages. In internet, there are many sources available for learning web development. So you should explore all these fields because in web development there are a lot of job opportunities. And it is very easy to learn and highly paid salary, and there are a lot of sources available for learning. Yeah, websites are like immortal, literally. They were there 10 years before also, they are now, and for sure they will be in the future for sure. Yeah, that's all from my side. Hope all of you will continue web development so that we can explore and contribute to interesting projects. Thank you everyone.
Thank you both of you for sharing the vital informations. But this might have arranged to some of the questions. Like this was all about web. So how and what we can do the app development. So don't worry, we got you covered. Here is a team of Rishabh, Ravi, and Mihir to brief you all about the app development. So Rishabh, over to you.
So, hello everyone. I am Rishabh from Computer Science and Engineering second year. So, I, along with Ravi and Mihir, am going to give you an introduction on app development. So, before going into the details, let's answer one question. Why should you go for app development? What are its benefits and what will you gain from it? So, let me ask you one question. Where do we spend most of the time in the day? It's in our phone, right? And what do we do in our phone? We use apps. Let's take this session as an example. I'm sure most of us are attending this session through their phone, right? And how are we doing it? We're using an app for that. Similarly, we spend so much time on Instagram every day. But what is Instagram exactly? It's an app, right? Just like WhatsApp is an app, YouTube is an app, and Twitter is an app. So basically, everything in our phone is an app, which shows that apps are important. Apps have become a fundamental part of our lives. Everything in our phone is an app. And that's why there's an app for everything right now. But have you wondered, Instagram and Facebook also have their website, but how frequently do we visit them? I don't even remember the last time I visited the website for Instagram and Facebook. So this proves that apps are closer to us than website. Apps are more convenient to use. Apps are more user friendly. So that's why the usage of apps is increasing. This graph here shows the annual app downloads, which is increasing every year, and it's increasing in billions, which shows the popularity of apps, which is growing. And because the usage is increasing, the demand for app developers is increasing. Companies need apps. They need apps to provide a better user experience to their customers. So if you are a good app developers, you have a lots of opportunities in your hand because the demand is extremely high. And on top of that, average salary of app developers is more than web developers. And what's even more interesting is that you can earn by yourself through your app. It takes $25 to get lifetime access to deploy your app on Play Store. And if your app is creative enough, if your app is unique enough, if your app is useful enough, your app can be your own startup and you can earn so much money through your app that you may not even have to do a job. Countless examples are there for app based startups which are very successful. And you can also do freelancing as an app developer. But apart from the job opportunities and earning stuff, why you should actually go for app development is because it's actually fun. It creating our own app is satisfying. It feels good to see your own made app in your phone, and it feels even better to tell your friends and family that this app is created by me. I'm the one who created this app. That feeling is priceless. So I think that's enough reason to get you excited about app development. So now Ravi and Mihir will tell you how can you get started as a complete beginner for app development. Over to you, Ravi.
So hello everyone, my name is Ravi and I'm second year CSC student and I'm going to tell you how to get started on app development. As Rishabh has already briefed you why app development, we'll go into some different platforms available to learn. So there are two major platforms, native and cross-platform. Now cross-platform we use Flutter and React.js, while native platform we have two operating systems, Android and iOS. Android uses Java and Kotlin, where Kotlin has become the official language as declared by the Google, and iOS we have Objective-C and Swift, where Swift is the major player. Now between both of them, it's better to use native apps if you're beginning, because they are more responsive than cross-platform apps, and they perform better and faster, and you will find more resources to do them. Now we have selected the platform. We will select whether we need to use Android or iOS. Now, as you can see from the pie chart, the Android developer market in India is relatively large. It's 67%. So more market means more users. There's more job opportunities. So you can have different platforms, which different jobs which you can choose from. You have more documentation which you can learn from. It's easier to learn than iOS development. Now we have chosen the operating system. We will look at language, Java or Kotlin, which will be further explained by Mihir. Over to you, Mihir.
Am I audible? हेलो, आवाज़ आ रही है?
Yeah, Mir,
Yes, you.
you go ahead.
Yeah. So thank you, Ravi. So hi everyone, my name is Mir Kumar Sharma. I am from second year EC department. So within Android, there are basically two options, Java and Kotlin. So although Kotlin has been declared as the official language for app development, you should prefer Java if you are a beginner, because Kotlin is still new. And if you'll face any problem while using Kotlin, you may face a hard time finding the solution on internet. Java, on the other hand, is an old and established language, so you can find different helps from the internet. Also, once you have learned development in any language, it's not difficult to shift languages. So basically companies prefer mainly two languages, Java or C++. So Java will be useful in two domains if you prefer Java here. So moving on, and now that we are clear about the different platforms available and what we should prefer, let us talk about the best way to learn. So there are documentation and videos available on internet. So I prefer videos over documentation. You can also take online courses, or you can watch videos on internet, and you can make basic apps which will encourage you to build more apps. And if you want to stay in long run, will need to you will need good partners along with you, because the development journey gets very frustrating. And if you have good partners, your frustrations will be get divided. Also, you can share different ideas with each others, and you can also keep experimenting yourself. So try to execute your ideas. Also, one thing, improve your search, because searching for your desired answer is also a skill in Android. And so that's all. So Ravi, Rishabh, you can go ahead.
So I hope everyone is clear about why should they go for app development and how can they get started. So now I'll show some of the projects that we made, some basic apps that we made. So this is my phone, and these are some of the apps that we created. The first one is a cross zero app. It's the simple cross zero. If I tap on any of the boxes, crosses and zeros will fall from the top alternatively. And if cross has one, it will say cross has one. And if I click on play again, the game will restart. Now this time I'll let 0 1, and it's just that. So these are some basic apps that you can create. And another one is an Instagram clone. It's a clone of its layout. I can also add different photos, and the status bar is also scrollable. If I click the camera, it will say the camera is clicked because I haven't added all of the functionality, but I can add it. This is just an overview. And this is the search page which I have to design. If I click on another buttons, it will say coming soon. And This is a simple game. It has one option like 14 plus 4, and we have to select the correct answer between four options. So if I'll select the correct option, I selected the wrong option. That's why it said wrong answer. So if I select the wrong answer, it will not increment the point. And once the time is up, the options are locked, and it will restart if I click play again. And all of this is coded. There's a code running behind everything. And this is interesting. This is a music player. It basically scans for all of the mp3 audio files available on the device and displays it in a list through which you can play them. It's a song. Can you pause it? Can you play it again? And it's the next button to play the next song. So it's a music player. It's really amazing. And this one is just an incomplete clone of WhatsApp. So that's it from our projects. So thank you for joining us. I hope you had a good time.
Thanks all of you, all three of you. And also let me tell you guys that these projects are not something you require very hard knowledge to prepare. So you can also prepare them with some basic knowledge. So moving forward now, to make the session some interesting and make you all feel about the tech projects more, here are Kushagra Agrawal and Mehul Jaishwal with a section on Python and its application. So guys, carry on.
So, hello everyone. I'm Mehul Jaiswal from second year ISC, and my tech stacks are Python, C++, and competitive programming as of now. And I, here with Kushag, are here to give you all an intro or say an overview on the most trending and, as far as I know, the easiest one to learn as of all other programming languages, which is Python. So, what is Python? It is a fifth gen programming language with the help of which we can do all the cool stuffs we can think of. Okay, in just very few lines of code as compared to other programming languages. And according to me, let me tell you, if you know English, you know Python. Sounds interesting? It is as simple as that. Yeah, but along with English, you have to know the instruction given for Python. Okay. So now, why you all should need to learn Python? Not why not other programming languages such as Java, C, C hash, Kotlin, etc. Why Python only? Because all the modern applications such as machine learning, popularly known as ML in short form, okay, backend, automation, security, game dev, etc. all are possible with Python very easily and very few lines of code. So let me tell you one more very famous line which we often use, which goes like, "If not possible, it is possible with Python." Okay, and also Python is built over C language. So still confused that you should we learn it or not? So let me tell you some popular apps built over Python, which I guess mostly all of you must be using, which goes like Instagram, Uber, Pinterest, Reddit, Spotify, Dropbox. These all are built over Python. So now interested now, so let's get started. Now let's see how to install Python over our PCs. So firstly, browse to python.org, then install the version of Python which is compatible with your system. And after this is done, do not forget to install pip. Very important, I say. So what is pip? It is a package manager basically, which help us getting the packages required as per our use. Okay. Now here, as we are done with installations of all these things, so here we have some cool projects for you made over Python, which will be demonstrated right now. Getting excited. So Kushag here will be demonstrating the project. Over to you, Kushag.
Thank you, Mehul, for such a wonderful explanation about Python. I bet you might be knowing a bit things about Python because CBSE has included it in its course. But if not, don't worry, we are here to help you. And we have prepared some cool demonstration for you to see. So we have two projects, that is one is a game and one is a URL shortener built using Django framework, that is a backend framework, popular framework from Python. And another cool project that we have is an insta loader. So maybe you want to stalk people on Instagram. What do you do if you want some photos from Instagram? You take screenshot and maybe download them through some external website. Well, don't worry, now you can do that just in 2 lines using Python. You can download thousands of images just by one click. That's the power of Python. And do you have problems speaking and you can't speak things but you can write them well? Don't worry, Python got covered for you, because you can convert now text to speech using just 3 lines in Python using GTTS library. So let's now see our projects to demonstrate. I will just share my screen. Ashish, please. Yeah, thank you. So this is the game that we have built using PyGames in Python. It's a really simple code if you know Python. I will just run it for you and show the game for now. So here's the game. It's a really simple game. You have two options, play or quit. I will just do play. It's a retro game. So here's the mushroom and here are some enemies. You just have to skip the enemies and jump the mushroom, maybe collect the coins. So it's a very basic retro game you can play in your PC. And it's built using Python only. The backend part, the front end part, the graphics, everything is using Python only. So here is a basic UI game you can build using Python. Isn't it pretty cool? And if you want to learn such things, you should join us in Tech Hub and Blug. We will be teaching you all these things. Now, there is one more cool thing that I have for you that I told about is install loader. So let's see, I have this account here that I've created, a spam account for you all. It has 3 images, and maybe now I want to stalk on this account and maybe download all the images. Maybe you have a superstar you are following up on and you want their Instagram, all the images. So what I will do is I have this code here, just few lines of code, and I'm going to run it. And let's see what happens. Okay, I just ran the code. It's running in the terminal. And we see some comments here like Momo and Hey. So these are basically images that we have downloaded here. And we see like here the folder is created with the name Alex Moore, that was the username, and these are the images on the account that we just downloaded by running our script from Python. So it's that easy. And maybe I want to go to Instagram. I have hashtags on Instagram, isn't it? So maybe I will go to cat hashtags in Instagram, hashtag cats, and there are these images and I want to download these images. I want to get 10 of these images or 5 of these images. Using my Python script, I can do that just in 2 lines. Here is the code for it, and I will just run it and demonstrate how easy it is to download n number of images from hashtag. I have given a maximum count of 5, so 5 images will be downloaded using this. I will just run the code and wait for it to run. It's running. And we see some command here. So it's saying downloading first image out of 5 images and downloading second image, downloading third image. Now it's downloading fourth image and fifth image, and we are done. So we get a folder hashtag cats. I will just go inside it and check out my cat pics. Okay. That's not a cat, but okay. And here we have some cute cat pics with us that we just downloaded using a simple code. So this is the power of Python. And if you want to explore more such libraries, you ask me how I do that, you can just simply refer to docs. So this is the really good practice I would suggest you all to do. If you want to read any about any library, just you can type in doc and the library name like installer. So you will be presented with these things, and you can read about this library, what all functions are available to perform in this library. And it's really helpful to read from docs, because once you join a company, you will be reading stuff and doing stuff. There is no one teaching you on videos. So I would strongly suggest you to go for docs if you want to read about any library. As a beginner, you can go for videos, but as you proceed, please try to read docs. And then I talked about GTTS, that converts your speech to that converts your text to speech. So let's see its demonstration once. we have a code here. So I will maybe write something here. Hey, this is Kushagra, and I will just run the script. Okay,
Hi, this is Kushagra.
it
Hi,
created a
this is
audio file for me
Kushagra.
and it's
Hi,
playing
this
on
is
loop. Okay,
Kushagra.
cool. So we did it. It's that simple with Python to do stuff, and believe me, once you learn it you will love to explore it and love to learn more about it. So this is a full stack project created by Ashish, Harshit Gulgulia and me for a hackathon. And this is basically a URL shortener. You can put any, if you get like big links on Google, you search something and you get this big link and you want to shorten it, maybe you want a shorter link for it, so you can use our project and shorten the link. You can paste the link here, click shorten, and wait, it's not working, just give me a sec. Okay, and it generates a shorter link for you. You can copy this link and let's try it if it's working. I'll paste it here and it redirects me to the same page that I searched before. So this is how it works, and it's a pretty cool project. If you want to see it's how its code is, you can check out my GitHub account. It's available there in the repo. It's code with Kushagra, and hope you are interested enough in Python to join our club now. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Kushagra and Mehul. These all projects are really awesome, and for sure, it would have increased the zeal of everyone about the tech projects. Isn't it so? Let it be. Moving forward, some of you might have heard about another OS, that is Linux, that is said to be one of the most dependable OS for programmers. Here's Uttam Bindal to explain why it is so. So, Uttam.
Hello everyone, this is Uttam Bindal from CSE second year and I am here to talk about Linux. So most of you must be using Windows or a Mac machine as your primary operating system. But I am here to tell you that there is yet another operating system which you should highly consider as your primary operating system. Of course, I am talking about Linux. Linux is an operating system developed by Linus Torvalds in 1991 when he was an undergrad just like us. He wanted to develop an operating system that was meant for developers like us. This led to the birth of Linux. Now, you might be wondering why you, as a programmer, should consider Linux. Here are a few reasons why. First, Linux is free. That is, you don't have to pay in order to use Linux. Furthermore, most of the applications in Linux are free, so you don't have to pay for any software as well. Also, if you want to build a career in web or cloud services, then I would highly suggest you to use Linux as it completely dominates the server OS industry, and the same OS will give you an extra using the same OS will give you an extra edge. Secondly, it's open source. Linux is what I would say an OS developed by developers for developers. We already know that Linux is created for developers, but there is also the fact that it is currently being used by developers all around the world. So it is a tried and tested product. It is also open source, which means anyone can view or edit the source code. And since many programmers use Linux, they contribute to make sure the OS is bug free and stable. Linux is highly customizable. What I mean by that is Linux can be modified to a specific need. In fact, there are specific versions or distributions of Linux designed for a specific purpose. A very good example of this would be Kali Linux, which is built for testing security. Imagine a OS built just for hacking. Linux is what I would say has a good application manager. Let me demonstrate this with a practical example. Suppose you want to install VLC on your Windows or Mac machine. You first need to go and search for the VLC media player. You will go on the download page and then run the setup file, install it, and wait for it until it finishes installing. Now let me show you how it's done on Linux. So first let me show you that I don't have a VLC installed. See, it's not there. Now just let me open my terminal window. I will just type in a command sudo apt install VLC. Enter. Oh, sorry. Sudo. I will type in my password and it's done. Just like that. Now let me show you VLC and it's there. See, it's that simple. The next point that I would like to talk about is it has a good command line interface. Now, for any programmer, command line interface is highly recommended. This is because it will help you to, it is a very powerful tool for you to, that allows you to do whatever you want. You can do, and if you get comfortable with it, it will really be helpful in your programming journey. Linux is highly secure. This is because of the fact that there are a number of developers patching all the bugs. Secondly, one would mostly use the terminal to install software, which downloads all only verified software, which is not the case in case of Windows, where one can download malicious software from a shady website pretty easily. The last thing is that there are no viruses, so you don't need an antivirus software on your system. Linux has a very large community support, who are ready to help you every step of your way. Any problem you face, just type it in Google and you will get an article regarding it. If not, post it at one of our many Linux forums and you will surely get the possible solution. Lastly, you want to use Linux because it's fun. You can do whatever you want from your system, doing basic tasks like greeting everyone from the terminal window. Just type to asking it for your fortune or having a on-screen pet to really advanced stuff like making your own bootloader. Linux has got you covered. Linux allows you to do everything. It really makes for a fun experience. Now, if you're not sure about why you should if you're not sure that you should switch to Linux, there is another way you can use Linux, and that is Windows Subsystem for Linux. It is basically a tool developed by Microsoft that allows you to use Linux on your Windows machine directly without having to switch to a completely new operating system. And if you are ready to switch to Linux, here are some of our picks, that is Ubuntu, Pop! OS, Linux Mint, and Fedora. Lastly, I would thank you all for listening to me.
Thanks, Uttam. So by now, we all must have our new task, that is setting up Linux in our devices. Try it, it would be fun. Now, moving towards the last part, which isn't any tech stack, but it is very important for balancing your academics with the coding activities. So, here is Shashwat with tips and suggestions for everyone. So, Shashwat.
Thank you, Ashish. So now I am Shashwat Topre. Hello, everyone. I am an information science and engineering undergrad from second year. Some of the languages in which I am proficient are C, C++, HTML, CSS. I have a 2-star profile on CodeShack and 4-star profile on HackerRank. Today I'm going to speak on the topic managing college and coding. Till now, you heard my friends giving intro about all the tech stacks possibles which you have to explore, definitely. But now to explore these, you will have to manage your time. So I have divided my topic into 5 subtopics. First is defining your goals semester wise. Second, utilizing your holidays effectively. Third, maintaining a good CGPA. Fourth, choose societies but wisely. And fifth is a bonus thing, productivity apps, which I personally use. So moving on. First is semester goals. I would suggest everyone to master one skill in one semester. That is what I meant by semester goals. Bruce Lee once said, I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. So try to master one thing rather than be mediocre in everything. Also, avoid fear of missing out or FOMO. Your friend might do web development, other friend might do app development, but you have to stick to your plans and journey because everyone has their own and different journey. So some examples can be, since you all are in your first semester, so start exploring different things. plan to learn a new skill this semester, it can be learning DSA, web development, app development. Just take the first step and go on. Next, I would like to talk about utilizing your holidays effectively. These are a very important part in your college life. You will definitely love to explore different things in that time. So first is focus on learning new skills. You have ample amount of time. You have a whole day. Then practice those learn skills during your semester. Once your summer vacations are over and your semester has started, try to practice those skills. So if you have learned like arrays, linked lists, stacks, queues in your summer vacation, try to practice problems on those topics during your semester. Third, and the most important point is devote more time to studies. Since now you're out of the college, you have less distraction, try to devote more time to studies. Pick a hobby if you don't have any, because you don't want to be a guy who is one dimensional and just know one thing. Try to be a multidimensional person and pick a hobby if you don't have one. Next, I will go to maintaining a good CGPA. Keep it as good as possible. That is maximum you can bring. 8.5 plus is what I will recommend. Attend classes from which you gain something so that it reduces your effort during NSEM. When the NSEMs are coming, try to start early. Try to start maybe 15 days before or maybe 20 days before. Score more in internals because the BTO exams are a bit tougher. The checking is a bit tougher. So score more in internals. Start 3 days prior before internals to study all the subjects, to cover all the subjects. So this is what you will need to maintain a good CGPA. Next topic is coding during exams. This is like a personal thing. If you study on the last moment, I would recommend not to do it. But if you have some time, try to devote that to coding. Set priority that you have to score more marks to get a good CGPA. So that is your priority. Scoring more in internals is your priority. But the second thing can be solving one problem, one tech hub problem, maybe watching a video tutorial, reading a GFG article, so that in all you are in touch with it. You don't lose the touch with coding. So that after 1 week, when your exams are over, you can get back to it and start doing everything. Next is choosing societies. This is a very important part. Since now you have joined the college, you will try to choose different societies to try to fill your voids. So choose them wisely. Develop essential soft skills like communication, body language, presentation, networking. These are important things apart from your coding skills, because companies like candidates which are a full package. They think that why to give more money to one with 1D skill set rather than the one with 2D skill set having many things uh, to give. So this is my recommendation. Choose societies, but wisely, give time wisely, give more time to your coding, I think. So this is my recommendation. Next, I will show you some bonus productivity apps which I personally use. First is Notion. Notion is a very interactive and beautiful app. It is a productivity app. I would show a short demonstration of it. So this is my Notion web page. So first, here is quick note. You can take a quick note of what you have to think, what you have to write. Second is task list. You can prepare a task list, to do, done, doing. So you can write what to do today. Then you can write a journal at the end of the day. You can keep your reading list here, pin some articles here. You can write your goals. What are the goals you have? Distraction schedule. So this is a nice app. It's free. It's available on Play Store, available on uh, it has a web app available on Mac, Windows, everywhere. So another app I would recommend you is Pomodoro. It is a technique which is what I will tell you now. So what it is basically decide what task you need to complete, then set the timer for 25 minutes, or maybe if you feel it is too less, 45 minutes. Then work on your task until the timer rings. Take a short break, 5 minute or 10 minute, and repeat this cycle for 4 times until you take a long break of, let's say, 15 to 30 minutes. So this is one good technique to maintain your productivity levels high. So a good website can be pomofocus.io. It's a good website. You can change the timer settings here, break settings here, and start the timer if you want to. So this is one thing I would recommend you. So this was all from my side. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone.
Ashish.
Yeah, thanks, Ashwat. This will be very helpful for all of us throughout our career. So, we have a very short, fun quiz lined up for you all. So, here is Kushagra with further details.
Hello everyone, how's everyone doing? So, I guess you might have
You
got
have to increase your level.
a lot from this workshop. Now it's time for quiz. It's time to rub your heads and answer the questions. So you can answer the questions in live chat, and Harshit will be picking up the winner. So be ready. Here's your first question. It's from web development. Which language is used more for making website dynamic? Is it JavaScript, HTML, CSS, or Python? Answers in chat, please. Okay, we have got one answer. Let's see if anyone has to answer. Okay, I guess we have got our winner here. Devyanshu, you are right. You are the first to answer, so you are the winner. Let's go ahead with next question. People, try to answer. It's from Python. Which language Python is written in? So Python कौन सी language में लिखी है ये? ठीक है, ये question है. Is it C language? Is it Python itself, or is it Java? A bit dicey question, but we had it in our workshop. So again, Devyanshu, you are on fire today, I guess. This kid is on fire. App dev. The next question is from app dev. Famous cross-platform app dev framework by Google. So it's a very famous platform by Google, and currently Google is really promoting it with many workshops. You can also attend them. They are really useful. Is it React Native, Flutter, or VS Codes? Flutter. Oh my god, this kid. Yeah, again a right answer, Divyanshu. Then Linux. This is from Linux. Linux command to change the directory. Is it cd, mkdir, or touch? Which command is used to change directory in Linux? Anyone? C language. Yeah, we have answered that. Okay. mkdir. No, it's not mkdir. Okay, cd. Again, Divyanshu, you are right. It's cd. Let's move on to next question. Most used programming language in CP. In competitive programming, what is the most used programming language? This is from session itself, so you might answer. You might get it right. C++, Python, or Java? Which is the most used? It's not Python. It's C++. Oh my god, everyone is writing in chat C++. Yeah, everyone knows it. Azmat, you got it right first, so yeah. Thank you everyone for for joining the session. It was really fun having this session with you. And now our session experts Avikant Bhaiya and Shresh Bhaiya will be taking you forward with the Q&A round, where you can ask all your doubts, whatever you have in your mind. You can join us live on StreamYard. The link will be shared shortly in the WhatsApp group. So stay connected and stay live. Thank you. Ashish, over to you.
Yeah, Kushagra. Now we have Shrestha Bhaiya and Avikant Bhaiya, who are the current Glug leads, to take you further for the Q&A session, which is the most important part of the day. We'll try to do it here, or we'll be trying to share the link to all you guys. So please join into that for the Q&A session. Links are being shared in the WhatsApp group. Please see to that.
Yeah, we have put the links in the WhatsApp group. You can join the Google Meet from there, and we can do a one-on-one interaction over there. So it would be easier for us because it's not possible on YouTube. So we can connect over there. Link is in the WhatsApp group.
Everyone, please join uh, to the Google Meet. Link is shared to you through the WhatsApp groups. So please join for the Q&A session. There you can ask any question about which you are confused or anything. Just go join the meet and ask your questions. Thank you. And guys, please do join fast because we are running out of time. So please leave here and go to the Google Meet, join over there. Uh, the links are shared in the WhatsApp group. In the WhatsApp CodeShack group, CodeShack 1 and CodeShack 2, there are two groups. Please do join.